I wake up before the sun most days, not because I love mornings, but because the kind of work I do, you don't get control of the schedule. I'm a home tutor, the kind of job people think is so easy, so relaxed, so harmless. They imagine I sit with a cup of tea, explain a few questions, correct a few mistakes, and leave with money in my pocket. I wish. The truth is messier, funnier sometimes, more stressful most of the time, and definitely more exhausting than anyone expects. My day usually starts with the sound of my phone buzzing, not alarms. Parents sending me messages at 5 a.m. Sir, today please focus more on science. Sir, can you take an extra class in the evening? Sir, he has a test tomorrow. Please make him revise chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet, and someone out there is already rebuilding my entire day. I sit up, rub my eyes, and stare at the ceiling. One thought always crosses my mind. Do I really want to do this today? But of course, I get up anyway, because this is my work, my rent, my bills, my survival. I make tea, strong tea. It's my only hope for energy before the chaos begins. I sit quietly for a moment. This is usually the only quiet moment of the day. By 8 a.m., I'm ready to face the world. My bag is packed with books, notebooks, a power bank, extra pens, paper, and the eternal weapon of every tutor, patience. I step outside. The air is cool. For a moment, I imagine the day might not be so bad. That hope usually dies by the first student. I reach the first house and ring the bell. The door opens. The mother greets me with that face that says, "Please fix my child completely in 1 hour." I smile, because that's what tutors do. We smile through it. Her son, barely awake, sits in front of me with hair messy like he just fought a tornado. I open the book. Okay, let's start with math. He looks at me like I said the most offensive thing in the universe. Kids have this magical skill of forgetting everything they learn the moment they see a math question. I try explaining the same formula in 5 different ways. He still looks confused. Then I say, let's take one more example. Suddenly, he says, "Oh, I got it," which means he didn't get it, but he wants to escape the chapter. The hour ends. His mother asks me, "So, how is he doing?" I give my usual line. He's improving, even when he's not, because if I tell the truth, she'll blame me. Or worse, add more students to my timetable. I move to my next house. This one is always dramatic. The kid is sweet, but restless. He asks 20 questions that have nothing to do with the subject. Sir, why do clouds float? Sir, why do cats have whiskers? Sir, why does my brother snore? Sir, if I jump from here, will I die? I answer what I can, and ignore what could get me fired. His grandmother usually sits nearby, watching us, not saying anything, but watching everything. I always feel like I'm being judged. Sometimes she randomly says things like, "Teachers these days don't know strictness," or "Our time was better. Children respected elders," or my favorite, "Why is he teaching like that?" I smile again, because you can't argue with grandmothers, especially the type who knit sweaters aggressively. By noon, I'm already tired. My throat hurts. My brain feels squeezed, but there's no break yet. I move to the next student, a teenage girl preparing for board exams. Her parents have reached a level of stress I can only describe as nuclear. Every time I teach her, her mother hovers around the door, pretending she's not listening, but she absolutely is. Sometimes I hear her whispering, "He explained that wrong," or "He should start with chapter 3 first." One time she even walked inside during a lesson to say, "Beta, explain this step again. I didn't understand." I wasn't sure whether I was tutoring the daughter or the mother. Then comes the emotional moment, because teenagers, they carry pressure like weight on their chest. She stares at her book and suddenly says softly, "Sir, what if I fail?" Her voice cracks a little, and for a moment, she's not a student. She's a scared child. I tell her what every tutor tells their students. You won't fail. You're trying. Keep going. She smiles a small, shaky smile and continues writing. Those moments remind me why I keep doing this job, because sometimes they really need us. By afternoon, I finally get a short break. I sit in a small shop, order a snack, drink water like I've crossed a desert, and I check my phone. More messages, more schedule changes, more requests, more stress. I sometimes think I should throw the phone away. But then who will contact me? And how will I pay my bills? So the cycle continues. My evening classes are always unpredictable. One house is full of noise. 5 kids running around, a baby crying, TV blasting, someone cooking loudly in the kitchen. And I'm sitting in the middle of all that, trying to teach fractions. Sometimes the kid gets distracted and starts dancing. Sometimes I hear, "Sir, can I go to the washroom?" 5 times in 1 hour. Sometimes a family cat jumps on the table and sits on the notebook. And somehow, I still have to stay calm and teach. The next student is the I know everything type. The moment I explain something, he says, "I already know." But when I ask a question, he suddenly knows nothing. His ego is bigger than the textbook. I try to guide him gently, because if I challenge him, he sulks. If I ignore him, he shuts down completely. Teaching him is like defusing a bomb. Then comes the silent house, the one where the parents barely speak. The child barely talks. Everything feels stiff and cold. I teach quietly. He listens quietly. The clock ticks loudly. Those classes drain me more than the noisy ones. Silence can be heavier than chaos. As the sun sets, my energy slowly fades. But I still have evening shifts. The night students. The tired ones returning from school, tuition, homework, pressure, expectations. Their heads drop. Their eyes droop. And I feel bad for pushing them. But I have to, because their parents expect results. And results don't care about exhaustion. One of my evening students is particularly sweet. Small girl, very soft-spoken, very shy, but always trying. Sometimes she brings me biscuits. Sometimes she draws little pictures and gives them to me. And sometimes she says, "Sir, today was a bad day." Then she explains how her friend fought with her, or how her teacher scolded her, or how she lost a pencil she loved. And I listen, because sometimes what kids need is not teaching, just someone to hear them. By the last class of the day, I'm barely alive. My voice is dry. My legs hurt from walking house to house. My brain is running on 5% battery. I sit, open the book, and continue teaching like a machine. Sometimes I look at the student and think, "Are you understanding anything?" But I don't ask. I don't have the strength to hear. No. When the final class ends, I step outside and inhale the night air. It feels like freedom, temporary freedom. Tomorrow, everything will repeat. The messages, the classes, the stress, the noise, the explanations, the parents, the kids. I walk home slowly. The streets are quiet. My bag feels heavier now, even though it has the same things. My shoulders feel stiff. My eyes sting, but a strange calm settles in. I reach home, unlock the door, drop my bag on the chair, and collapse onto bed for a minute. Just 1 minute. That minute often turns into 10, then 20. Then I force myself to get up, eat something simple, and prepare notes for the next day. Because a tutor's work doesn't end when the class ends. We prepare, we plan, we worry. We think about each student's weaknesses, their needs, their next tests. We carry all of it silently. Sometimes, late at night, I stare at my ceiling again. Same ceiling I saw in the morning. But now I'm too tired to think, too tired to complain, too tired to dream. And yet, somewhere deep down, there's a quiet satisfaction, a soft, unspoken pride. Because even if no one says it, even if parents forget it, even if society misunderstands it, I know I help these kids grow. I guide them. I support them. I hold their hands through confusion of learning. I'm exhausted. I'm underpaid. I'm overworked. But I'm still here, still showing up, still teaching, still hoping that Maybe one of these kids will remember me one day, not as the tutor who made them study, but as the one who made learning a little less scary. My phone buzzes again. Another message. Another class adjustment. Another tomorrow waiting to happen. I switch off the light, close my eyes, and let sleep finally claim me before another day in the life of a home tutor begins again.